Uh, Exchange comes with some anti-spam tools, particularly there's the IMF filter, which is free from Microsoft, and it's not bad as a free product, but it's nowhere as robust as some products really dedicated to the task. So Exchange offers things like some built-in protection, what they call access anywhere. A lot of operational kind of efficiencies are built into it. And I've got a whole long list of features. I won't get into it, but some are just kind of hitting some of the main features of Exchange. There is a built-in anti-spam and antivirus scanning application with Exchange 2007. There's the intelligent message filter or IMF filter. You can create things like distribution lists in Exchange. You have integration with the Microsoft Windows Active Directory, which is kind of a database of users and all the things that those users are allowed to do and not allowed to do. And you can build these distribution groups and add members to them and take them away, all based on all that. There's attachment stripping in there. There's Outlook Web Access, which is a version of Outlook that you run through a web browser. That has to be connected up with the Exchange server. Let's see, there's what's called EdgeSync for recipient filtering rather. Antivirus stamping. Let's see, confidential messaging, transport layer security. A lot of things there as far as security on Exchange server. There's Kerberos, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, Kerberos authentication in with that. There's mailbox matching. I mean, there's just all kinds of things. Database backup via shadow copy. There's recovery storage groups, database portability, all kinds of stuff there on the security side of things. On the anywhere access, you have public folder access from Outlook. Excuse me. A lot of people use public folders. Not really heard about public folders. You can create folders that everybody or groups that you allow to have access to contain things. So you can give them email rights to those folders. You can have like discussion lists in these folders. There's a lot of cool things you can do with public folders. There's resource bookings, so you can, if you have meeting rooms or equipment, that sort of thing, you can do that through there. There's a voice messaging system. So it gives you kind of a consolidated management for faxes, email, voicemail, and all that in the user's inboxes. And that's really cool. Voicemail client integration with the web access version, which is really cool. Speech-enabled automated attendant, that's available. Web-based messaging via Outlook Web is on there. There's various compression techniques. There's a scheduling assistant, out-of-office assistant. If you can connect this thing to SharePoint and have SharePoint folders in there as well. This thing can do everything. I mean, Exchange is a very, very potent application. The thing to bear in mind with Exchange, I think that's most important, and I've got an Exchange server running here in our office. I installed it 2 years ago, and it has run flawlessly for 2 years. I've not had a hiccup one with my Exchange server. And I'm really, really glad, because even though it's not very difficult to set up or to install, if it breaks, it can be quite a complex beast. There's no doubt about it. There's some people that's very highly educated in the ins and outs of Exchange server, because if you have issues with it, it can be quite a proposition to get it repaired and get it going again. So you want to make sure that when you're looking at investing in an Exchange server, that you have a resource available to you in case you have issues with it. Like I said, mine's been running really, really well for a couple years. But I manage my Exchange server. I make sure that The databases are kept to a reasonable size. We run maintenance on the server. We keep it all cleaned up. We archive email using GFI Mail Archiver. So we kind of keep real good tabs on the Exchange server. Is it set and forget? No, it's not set and forget. But basically it is a pretty smooth running application. The more complexity you add, the more you're going to need to have somebody that really knows the ins and outs of Exchange on your side. But there's things like direct push of email, which you can use a Windows mobile device, and as an email comes in Exchange, it'll push it out to you, which is very cool. You can work with BlackBerries. You have to get a separate application, though, to work with the BlackBerry phones. Microsoft uses what's called Active Sync with Active Push technology to get those emails out there to you. And that'll push, email, contacts, calendar, and all that for you as well. So you have this direct pushing of information out to your smartphone. Out-of-office messaging or out-of-office responses. A lot of things there that you can do with Exchange. It really takes your email to the whole new level. Really, that's what you're doing. You're really playing with the big boys once you have your own email server, specifically something as powerful as Microsoft Exchange and now Exchange Server 2007. Exchange is a great tool. It's a little bit, I think, expensive. Now, you can actually get hosted versions of Exchange if that's what you want to do. I think a lot of small companies realistically are getting introduced to Exchange Server with by purchasing Microsoft Small Business Server Standard Edition. Comes with Exchange. I think you get 5 client access licenses initially. Matter of fact, Microsoft is just releasing Small Business Server 2008. And it'll come out with the newest version of Exchange. That comes with 5 client access licenses, and then you buy client access licenses for the whole small business server environment. And those, I'm not sure what the new pricing is going to be on that. I'm kind of waiting to look at that. But I know on the previous version, you were about $100 per user for a small business server. So it's actually makes getting Exchange a much more affordable deal because you get the server software, then you get Exchange with it, SharePoint, and all this wonderful stuff. And that'll come. And I think that's how a lot of small companies kind of get started with Exchange. And of course, you can grow into the next level with Exchange Server. So it's an extremely powerful application. You might hear that name tossed back and forth. There's a lot of great information on the internet about Exchange. We've been using it for a couple years now. It's been great for us. But if you just go out and buy it, be prepared possibly for a little sticker shock when you hear what it's going to cost. But, it's an investment. See? If you can take advantage of a lot of these tools, unified messaging, collaboration, resource scheduling, distribution lists, all these wonderful things that Exchange can do, push email, and if they make you money, then that's an investment.